Death came for him, but she came first. Noah lay still in the red dust, his body broken, blood running from a deep wound near his ribs. The twin moons above the alien planet were full, shining down on him like cold eyes. The battlefield was silent now. The war had moved on. His team had left believing he was already dead. He wasn't. Not yet. His mouth tasted like rust. His fingers couldn't move. His breath came in short, painful gasps. He knew this was it. The end. There would be no rescue, no miracle. But then he heard footsteps, slow, soft, not like boots, more like bare feet brushing the ground. He turned his head slightly, every muscle screaming. Someone stood at the edge of his vision, a figure cloaked in shadows, tall and still. Then she moved closer, and Noah saw her face. Not human, but not monster either. Her skin was pale, almost glowing under the moonlight. Her eyes, they were deep red, like burning coals in water. Her long black hair flowed behind her without wind. She crouched beside him and stared into his fading eyes. "You're dying," she said softly. Noah coughed. "Yeah, I noticed." "Your body is beyond repair," she said. "Your kind would let you rot here." He gave a weak smile. "Not much of a loss." She didn't smile. Instead, she reached into her cloak and pulled out a small blade. She cut her own palm. Black-red blood dripped slowly, thick like syrup but glowing faintly. "You have two choices," she said. "Die now, or drink my blood and live. Forever." Noah blinked. "What?" "My blood will heal you. It will change you. But once it begins, there is no going back." He stared at her. He couldn't speak, couldn't think clearly. "Why?" he finally whispered. "Why help me?" Her eyes softened just a little. "Because you looked at me and didn't scream." Noah remembered. She had been watching the battlefield earlier, standing on a hill. Everyone ran from her. Called her a ghost, a demon, but he hadn't. He had just looked. Now she was here. "What's your name?" he asked, his voice barely a breath. "Cirrus." "Noah. Drink, Noah." She leaned forward and let her blood fall into his mouth. The taste was bitter, then burning, then everything went dark. His heart stopped. The air around him grew cold. And then his eyes opened. He sat up with a sudden gasp, body wide awake, eyes sharp. The pain was gone. His skin was smooth again. No blood, no wound, no dust. He could hear everything. The wind touching the grass a mile away, a bird crying from the cliffs, even her breath, calm and steady beside him. He looked at her. "What did you do to me?" Sari stood and offered him her hand. "I gave you my curse." "I feel alive," he said, looking at his arms. "Strong, fast, clear." She nodded. "You are. But you are also no longer what you were." He stood slowly. The night looked brighter, the stars sharper. Even the air tasted different. "You're not human," he said. "Neither are you now," she replied. Noah turned to the hill where his team had vanished. He had wanted them to come back for him. Now, he wasn't sure he could ever return. "What am I?" Cirrus looked at him for a long moment. Something forgotten, something feared, something powerful. Noah took a step, and the earth shifted under his foot like it responded to him. "Why me?" he asked again. "Because I was alone too," she said. They stood in silence, then she spoke again. "You will feel hunger, not for food, not for water, but for something else. What do I do? You learn, you survive, and if you're wise, you run." "From who?" "From those who will come," she said. "They will sense the change, and they will try to kill what you've become." Noah's eyes glowed faintly now. Not red, not human. Something in between. He didn't know where to go, what to feel, or what he had just agreed to. But one thing was clear. He wasn't dying anymore. He was something else now. Something that doesn't die. He wakes up. Wrong. Noah stood on the cliff just before sunrise. His hands were steady. His legs felt light. The cold morning wind hit his face, but he didn't feel cold. Everything was too quiet, or maybe too loud. He could hear the blood rushing in birds' wings overhead. He could hear drops of dew falling from leaves onto the rocks far below. This wasn't normal. He touched his chest where the wound had been. Nothing. Smooth skin. No scar. No pain. Behind him, Sari stood with her arms crossed, her long black hair dancing with the wind. Her red eyes watched him closely. "You're not ready for the sun yet," she said. "What happens if it touches?" "Me? Not death, just weakness," she replied. "For now." Noah stepped into the shade of a tall rock. "What did you do to me?" "I saved you," she said. "You changed me." Saris nodded. "Yes, you were dying. Now you are not. But I'm not human anymore." "No, you're better." Noah looked at his reflection in the smooth part of a metallic drone nearby. His eyes had a faint silver glow. His skin was too perfect. He didn't even blink like he used to. "I feel wrong." "You feel powerful," Saris corrected. "You will understand soon." "Understand what?" "The hunger." Noah frowned. "Hunger? I'm not even hungry." "Not yet," she said, "but it will come. Slowly. Not for food or water, but for energy, life, essence." He stepped back. "You mean blood?" "Not exactly," she replied. "Blood is just the surface. What we take is deeper." Noah felt cold inside. "I didn't ask for this." "But you accepted it," she said. "You chose to live." He couldn't argue. In that moment, he had chosen life, even if it came with a price. They walked together through the empty battlefield. Noah noticed he could see things he never saw before. Heat trails from animals hiding underground, light patterns in the clouds, the distant movement of a patrol ship miles away. "Why can I see so far now?" he asked. "Your body is waking up," she said. "You are one of us now. Not full, but close." "What are you?" he asked. Saris didn't answer at first. Then she said, "We were once called bloodbound, guardians of memory, life keepers, before we were hunted." "By who?" "Everyone." Noah felt a chill again. "They feared us," Saris said. "We were too strong, too different. So they erased our names, burned our homes, and watched us vanish. But you didn't vanish." "No," she said. "I hid, waited, watched, and now I've passed on my blood. You are the first in many lifetimes." Noah felt something in his chest, not pain, not fear, something deeper, like a weight pressing against his soul. "What if I don't want this anymore?" he asked. "You can't go back," she said. "The blood does not forget." He sat down on a rock and buried his face in his hands. He wanted to feel tired. He wanted to feel anything human. But all he felt was sharp, awake, alive, and alone. Saris sat beside him. "You will feel lost at first," she said. "But then the world will change. Your enemies will fear you. Your name will spread. And you will never be forgotten again." "I didn't want power," he whispered. "I just didn't want to die." "Then you were honest," she said. "Most creatures lie when they choose to live." They sat in silence. Above them, the sun began to rise. Saris stood. "We must go underground. The light still hurts you." "Where are we going?" "To a place where no one will find us." "Not yet." Noah followed her, each step too quiet, too fast. As he walked, he noticed the birds stopped singing. Even the wind had gone silent. Somewhere deep in the base network, a scanner picked up a strange energy signal. Human, but not. A drone marked the location, A message was sent to both alien and human command. Subject 9 reactivated. Anomaly. Confirmed. Dangerous. They didn't know his name, not yet. But they would soon. Hunted by both sides. Noah and Cirrus moved through the dense, dead forest in silence. The sky was dark, filled with clouds that never rained. Strange plants stretched like broken hands from the ground. The air smelled like metal and old dust. Cirrus walked ahead, fast and quiet. Noah followed, still adjusting to his new body. His steps didn't make sound. His eyes saw everything, even through the thick fog. He could hear the roots growing underground. He was no longer just human, and the world already knew it. How far? To safety? Noah asked. Cirrus glanced back. There is no safety. Only hiding. Great, he muttered. I'm a walking science project with glowing eyes and no friends. You're more than that now, she said. But others won't understand. They didn't have to wait long. A sound above. Mechanical. Sharp. Noah looked up. Drone. Cirrus. Hissed. Don't move. But the drone had already seen him. Its sensors blinked red. A tiny arm unfolded, aiming a scanner beam directly at Noah's chest. Ping. Ping. Then it exploded. Noah didn't touch it. He didn't move. But something inside him reacted, a pulse from his chest outward, and the drone burst mid-air. What was that? He asked. Cirrus stared at him. Your blood reacted. It's protecting itself. I didn't even try to stop it. That's worse, she said. It means you're becoming stronger than expected. Far away in a hidden control room, 2 commanders watched the drone feed. What was that? Asked the human officer. The alien general growled. Something that should not exist. Is he one of yours? No. But his blood is. Ancient blood. Enemy blood. We can't let him live. Within minutes, orders were sent. Target, human. Anomaly. Status, active threat. Location, Quadrant 7. Eliminate on site. Back on the ground, Noah and Cirrus kept moving. They reached an old shelter hidden under stone and vines. Inside, it was cold and quiet. Walls made from crashed ship parts, lights running from weak solar panels. You built this? Noah asked. Long ago, she said. Before everything fell. He sat down, wiping his face. How did they find us so fast? Your blood leaves. A mark, Cirrus said. Even sealed inside, it glows to machines. They will come, both sides. Why both? Because neither side wants a third power to rise, she said. You are that power now. He looked at his hands. I didn't ask for any of this. No, she said gently. You asked to live, and now you must protect that life. They didn't speak for a while. Then Noah said, What happens if they catch us? They won't take you, she said. They'll destroy you. Even humans, especially humans. The sound of engines filled the air. Noah stood quickly. Ships. 3 of them, Cirrus said. Light class, fast and armed. Can we fight? Not yet, she said. You haven't fed. Fed? You need life force to fight. Strength must be earned now. He shook his head. I don't want to feed on anyone. Then we run. Outside, boots hit the ground. Armored soldiers spread out in a circle, weapons charged. Noah watched them through the wall. He could see their heat, feel their heartbeats, fear mixed with training. Some of them were just kids. They're scared, he whispered. Then, they're right to be. Suddenly, the door burst open. Noah's eyes glowed. The first soldier froze. Not from fear, from something deeper. Like his body refused to move. You're him, the soldier whispered. The immortal. Noah didn't reply. He didn't want to be a monster, but they made him one. And now, they were going to learn what it meant. Hunger he can't control. The soldiers froze inside the shelter. Their weapons were raised, their fingers ready to fire, but none of them moved. Noah didn't understand what was happening. He hadn't spoken. He hadn't lifted a hand. Yet every soldier's breath slowed, their eyes widened, their arms trembled. They were afraid, not because of what he did, but because of what they felt. Saris grabbed Noah's shoulder and pulled him back. "Don't look at them like that." "Like what?" he asked. "Like, pray." Noah turned away, confused. "I didn't mean to, I just felt something." She nodded. "It's starting." "What is?" "The hunger." His throat felt dry. Not like thirst, something deeper. His chest ached, like a fire was building inside, looking for a way out. He stared at the nearest soldier. A drop of sweat slid down the man's cheek. His heartbeat sounded like a drum in Noah's ears. Boom. 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 Noah blinked and stepped back. I don't want this." Saris placed herself between him and the soldiers. "You need to leave. Now." The leader of the squad shouted, "Hold your fire! We need him alive!" Another soldier whispered, "He's not even breathing." Noah pushed past Saris and ran into the trees behind the shelter. Branches cracked under his feet. His body moved faster than he meant. He didn't feel tired, didn't feel the cold, only the hunger. It grew stronger with every step. He dropped to his knees near a small creek, panting, shaking. Then he saw it. A small animal, like a fox with silver fur, drinking from the water nearby. He didn't want to hurt it. But his body moved on its own. He reached out, and without touching, he pulled. Light rose from the animal's body, soft blue like smoke. It floated into Noah's hands and disappeared into his skin. The fox collapsed, not dead, just still. Empty, Noah fell back, breathing hard. "What was that?" he whispered. Saris appeared behind him. "You fed." "I didn't want to, but you had to." He looked at his hands. "I stole its life." "You borrowed it," she said. "If you had taken it all, it would be dead." Noah felt stronger already. The fire in his chest calmed. His eyes sharpened again. "This is wrong," he said. "I don't want to hurt anything." "Then learn to control it," Saris said, "because next time, it won't be a fox." They returned to the shelter. The soldiers were gone, only the smell of smoke and fear remained. Noah sat by the doorway, hands shaking. "I don't want to become a monster," he said. Saris sat beside him. "You're not a monster. You're a balance. Half light, half dark. And no one will understand that." He closed his eyes. "Then maybe I should disappear." "No," she said. "You should rise." He looked at her. "Why do you care what happens to me?" She didn't answer right away. Then she said, "Because I've been alone too long. And now, you carry what I carry." For a moment, there was silence between them. Then Noah asked, "Have you ever fed on a human?" Saris looked into the night sky. "Yes." "Did it hurt them?" "Yes." "Did they deserve it?" She didn't answer, and Noah understood what that meant. He stood slowly, watching the stars. One of them blinked strangely. "A ship," he said. "Coming fast." "They're not done hunting you," she said. Noah nodded. "Then I need to stop running." Saris stood with him. "And start choosing." "Choosing what?" He looked down at his hands again. "Who gets to live?" His blood saves her this time. The night was too quiet. Noah and Saris had moved again, deeper into the mountain tunnels where even the sensors couldn't reach. The old world had carved cities underground, now forgotten. Walls of rusted metal stretched forever, filled with silence and broken lights. Noah felt stronger than ever, but inside, he was tired. Tired of running, tired of hiding, tired of what he was becoming. But Ceres, she had grown slower. He noticed it hours ago. She didn't float across the floor, like before. Her voice had lost its sharpness, her steps were heavy. She was fading, and she hadn't fed. "Saris," Noah said, "you need to rest." "I don't need rest," she said, pressing forward. "You haven't fed in days." "I'm fine." but he knew she wasn't. They reached a circular chamber with glowing symbols across the floor. A place of memory, she called it. The light from the stones reflected on her face, and for the first time, she looked fragile. "We're safe here," she whispered. Then she fell. Noah caught her before. Her head hit the ground. Her skin was cold, her breath shallow. "Cirrus," he shouted. Her red eyes fluttered open, dimmer than ever. "Don't be loud," she whispered. "I didn't want you to see this part. What's happening? I gave too much of myself to save you. My body hasn't recovered." "Then take from me," Noah said. "Take what you need." "I can't," she said. "It's not how it works." "Why not?" "Because your blood is too new, too wild. It could destroy me." He shook his head. "Or it could save you." She laughed softly. "You always talk like that. Like a human who still believes in hope." He reached into his jacket and pulled out a blade. "Maybe hope is what you need." Noah don't, but he had already cut his palm. The blood that flowed was dark, glowing faintly, shifting like smoke in water. He held it close to her lips. "Drink," he said. "Please." Sarah stared at him. Then slowly she pressed her lips to his hand. The blood touched her tongue, and the chamber shook. The walls pulsed with light. Ancient symbols glowed brighter. And then she gasped. Her body arched, and her eyes shot open, glowing white and red at once. Noah stepped back, breath caught in his throat. Cirrus floated off the ground for a moment, surrounded by strange light. Then she dropped gently back down and opened her eyes. They weren't red anymore. They were glowing violet. "What just happened?" Noah asked. Cirrus looked at her hands. "You didn't just save me." "Then what did I do?" "You awakened something lost," she said. "Your blood changed mine. We're no longer just vampire or human. We are something new." Noah helped her sit up. "Does this mean you're healed?" "Yes," she said, nodding. "Stronger than before. And now, I can feel your thoughts." "What?" "The bond between us. It's complete now. Not just blood. Something deeper." Noah stepped back, overwhelmed. "So now we're linked?" "Yes," she said. "But more than that, I can feel your pain." "That's not fair," he said with a half smile. "There's a lot of that." Cirrus smiled for the first time in days. "Then we'll carry it together." Outside the chamber, a device buried in the mountains blinked for the first time in centuries. A forgotten system detected the energy pulse from their blood exchange. It sent one message to every warship nearby. Code Black event detected. Origin, unknown hybrid. Response, immediate. Far above, war fleets turned their attention. This wasn't just about a cursed vampire anymore. It was about something new, something immortal. And now, they feared both of them. They call him a myth now. The screen flickered in the war command room, deep within the flagship of the Central Fleet. Rows of officers stood silent, eyes locked on one strange, slow-moving image. A figure walking through fire, untouched. The man's clothes were burned. The air around him shimmered with heat. Yet he kept walking, calm, steady, a human, but not just any human. The general stepped forward and slammed his fist on the table. "Identify him," he ordered. A young officer spoke up. "No records match. He's not in our system." An alien commander from the other side of the room growled. "He's not meant to be in your system. He was erased long ago." "Explain." "The vampire woman. She broke the laws of extinction. She gave her blood to someone new. And now, he carries something not even her kind could hold." "And what is that?" the general asked. "The myth," the alien replied. "The lost fire." Noah stood quietly at the edge of a battlefield, one that hadn't yet begun. Across from him, 2 full battalions waited. Alien war machines, energy cannons, drones circling overhead. None of them moved, because he hadn't. Cirrus stood beside him, her long cloak fluttering. Her new eyes, glowing violet, saw everything. And what she saw in Noah made her speak in a whisper. "They're not afraid of your power. They're afraid of what you mean." "What do I mean?" he asked. "Change," she said. Noah took one step forward. Instantly, half the alien line stepped back. His legend had grown in just a few days. Humans hiding in the wastelands had started, whispering about the one who didn't die. Drones stopped working when he walked by. Small squads vanished without a fight. Satellites recorded him walking through storms, his body glowing faintly, his steps leaving no prints. He didn't want worship, but he got it anyway. He didn't want fear, but it followed him. In another system, leaders met in secret. "If we don't stop him now," one said, "he'll become something more than a man." "He already is," another replied. A third voice cut through the noise. "He's heading toward the Great Vault." Gasps filled the chamber. The Great Vault, a sealed structure buried in the heart of the old empire, held secrets even the strongest races had forgotten, and now he was walking straight toward it. Back on the ground, Saris touched Noah's arm. "They sent everything they had," she said. "Why aren't you angry?" He looked at the sky. "Because anger is what they expect. Then what do we do?" He closed his eyes. "We end the war. Not by fighting, by showing them something stronger." "Like what?" "Mercy." He stepped into the line of fire. Weapons powered up, alarms screamed, and then he disappeared, reappeared. Behind the war machines without a sound, he didn't raise a weapon, he raised his voice. "You can shoot me," he said, loud enough for all to hear. "But you'll never erase me." His eyes glowed silver now. Some soldiers dropped their weapons, others ran, a few knelt, and somewhere far away, a child watched on a stolen screen and whispered, "He's real." In a final report sent to all military networks, one general simply wrote, "We didn't kill him, we made him." And Saris stood beside Noah as the night sky turned red with retreating ships. They didn't cheer, they didn't celebrate, they just held hands. And Noah whispered, "Let them call me a myth." "But we know the truth," Saris replied. "He chooses who lives and who doesn't." It was quiet again. No battles, no alarms, just wind moving through the remains of what used to be a war front. The sky above was full of ships, not ready to fire but waiting, afraid, watching. In the center of it all stood Noah, dressed in black glowing faintly from within. Beside him, Cirrus wore armor made of shadow and light, her violet eyes calm. The leaders of both sides stood before them, human commanders, alien generals, their faces pale, weapons lowered, voices shaking. "What do you want?" one of them asked Noah. He didn't speak right away. Cirrus stepped forward. "You hunted us, feared us, tried to erase us." "We had to," said the alien leader. "You were too powerful." "So you tried to kill what you didn't understand," Noah said finally. "You failed." "What are you?" the human general asked. Noah looked him in the eyes. "A man who died, and came back different," the alien general asked. "And now? Now that we've lost, what do you plan to do?" Noah didn't move. Then he spoke just one line. "I choose who lives." The wind stopped. Saris looked at him, not afraid, not surprised, but proud. "And who dies?" a voice asked from the crowd. Noah looked up at the ships above. "No one, if you leave us in peace." The commanders nodded quickly, but then one leader stepped forward, desperate, angry. "You think we'll just forget what you are?" He reached for a hidden weapon, but his hand froze midair, his body locked in place. Noah didn't even blink. The man fell to his knees. "I don't kill because of what I can do," Noah said. "I choose not to. Remember that." The fleets began to leave one by one. Worlds sent peace messages. Systems changed their laws. No one wanted to risk awakening him again. Months passed. Noah and Saris lived beyond borders, in the mountains where no one dared follow. People brought gifts, questions, prayers. Noah refused to be worshipped, but he couldn't stop the whispers. The immortal, the one who walked through death, the one she chose. Sarah smiled one night as they watched the stars. They still don't understand you, she said. They don't have to, he replied. You do, that's enough. Do you miss your old life? Sometimes, Noah said. But I wouldn't trade what I have now. What do you have? She asked gently. He looked at her. Someone who saw me when I was dying and gave me more than blood. What did I give you? She whispered. He smiled. A reason to live. And somewhere in the stars a new story began. About a man who was dying, about a vampire woman who broke all the rules, and about the bond they chose. One drop of blood at a time. The story ends here, but their legend is only beginning.